Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie review. I just got back from seeing the latest movie from Quentin Tarantino, and I'm just going to be sharing my spoiler-free thoughts on the movie. So yeah, this is the ninth film from Quentin Tarantino that was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Rick Dalton, kind of, I don't want to say washed up, but he does call himself a washed up actor, and his stunt double, played by Brad Pitt, as Cliff Booth, and we also get Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate in this movie. And yeah, so this movie has a very Quentin Tarantino feel, obviously, with it being a Quentin Tarantino movie. But having just watched some of his movies recently, or rewatched some of them recently, you really get that vibe in this one, particularly to some of his more recent ones. But I really enjoyed it. It takes place in 1969 LA, so we get this kind of, I don't know, I guess maybe period piece, even though it's, I don't know if that's exactly the right term, but we get to check out this other era, and he's really liked doing that recently, and this one in particular still has got a lot of homages to westerns and stuff like that. So it was just really interesting to see this 1969 LA world of Hollywood, be able to kind of explore that through the eyes of this kind of washed up or struggling actor at the kind of end of his career, at the low point of after having a pretty successful career, and then also following his stunt double who's got his own things going on. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I really liked the dynamic between Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Their characters were really great. They have this kind of budding, this friendship that is also kind of has this element of the fact that Brad Pitt kind of works for him in a sense, but they're still friends nonetheless. And I just really enjoyed. I liked Brad Pitt's character in this a lot. Just he's got that cool Brad Pitt-ness going on throughout the whole thing. I really enjoyed that. And Leo in this, just, I don't want to say overacting, but just doing such a great job of being this emotional actor who he's playing. That's what the character is. It's this very emotional actor who's just struggling because it used to just come so easy to him, and now he's struggling with it, and that's what we follow him through in this movie. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Had those two. We've spent most of the movie with those two. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate. We don't get quite as much as it seemed with the trailers, but she was still did a great job in that. What else do I have written down? I really enjoyed, like I said, the chemistry between Brad Pitt and Leo. I thought this was very well paced for a 3-hour movie. Quentin Tarantino does do a great job of that. Like some of his movies, most of his movies are more than 2 hours. This one was 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it didn't feel like that. Once we got to like it wrapping up, I'm like, oh wow, that was really 2 hours and 40 minutes, because this movie balances a good multiple storylines between each of the main characters, and because he did a great job balancing those storylines, it becomes such a well-paced movie, and you don't feel the 2.5 hours, or just over 2.5 hours that this movie is. So I really enjoyed that about it, that I didn't feel the 2.5 hours. Sometimes you're sitting in movies and they drag a little in parts, but this one I felt, because it had the three characters that it was bouncing between the storylines, I thought it did a really great job. I really liked I already mentioned, I liked the feel and the look of the 1960s LA that they did, but I also just want to mention that I thought they did a really great job with like how accurate it was. They had like all the cars, like they didn't take any, like they didn't cut any corners on that, and that's what I really like about Quentin Tarantino. I believe he filmed this with actual film, and you can see that in some parts, or I'm just projecting, I don't know, but I thought it looked really great is what I'm trying to get at. I thought that just visually was a great movie to see, and I like the couple different techniques that he utilized throughout this one for telling it the story that we got. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was laughs, there was action, and there was great character moments between our main characters and other characters. So I really enjoyed this movie. I'd obviously recommend this movie to any Quentin Tarantino fans. If you like Quentin Tarantino movies, this fits along with them. It's got that same feel, that same Quentin Tarantino vibe that he brings to his movies, that unique kind of touch that is very Quentin Tarantino, and this movie doesn't let you down on that at all. I would also recommend this to people kind of interested in seeing a story about the golden age of Hollywood. It was really interesting to kind of see a little bit, like just to kind of get a little perspective on this, actor who had been very successful in the early part of the golden age, and now as it gets to the end, he's kind of, you know, getting shipped off and getting in the lesser role. So I really enjoyed that, and I would recommend it to people who would like to see that kind of story. And I'd also recommend this to anybody who just found the trailer interesting. If the trailer sparked your curiosity, then I think you'll enjoy this story and seeing where he took it from, like what little information you get from the trailer and seeing how it plays out. I'm trying not to spoil it because it does have a pretty big, I don't want to say twist, but it does have a very spoiler ending. But yeah, I would say one warning: this movie is very graphic, just like a lot of Quentin Tarantino films. It does have some very graphic scenes. I wouldn't say the whole movie's graphic, it's not like a horror film, but it does have a few pretty graphic scenes. He's not afraid to use blood, but other than that, I would recommend this to most people who are interested in it and who like Quentin Tarantino movies. That's all my thoughts on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you're planning to see this most recent movie from Quentin Tarantino. Thanks again for joining me today. Sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.